All right, welcome to Chopper's Charts. I am covering my Sunday setup. This is what I do in Tradezella for my Sunday setup. It's kind of my step process. Not anything major, but I do trade the 1 hour mainly and swing trade my trades. So I like to do a Sunday setup that I can capture and get an overall view to see my instruments, my four instruments, and kind of have a game plan for the week a little bit. So looking at my Tradezella, what I like to do is I come in here to my main screen, um, the dashboard, and just do start my day. And I'm starting my day because it's a Sunday setup. Always on Sunday, I make sure I click my little notes. Um, I don't always do any notes to myself on Sunday. Mostly this is the area I'm concerned about is just my watch list. And so I start with MBT and we'll focus on we'll get through these and I'll kind of share how I deal with that. So on MBT, I like to start and take a big monthly look on my chart. This is not anything I'm going to jot down or write down, um, but I kind of can see that the MBT really hasn't been doing a lot. But this is a large range of price. Um, but I like to look at the last month. We had a bearish candle that retracted. We're 2 weeks in this month. And so that tells me that we've kind of been a little bit in consolidation between here and here. So that gives me just a little idea that consolidation. I'll jump down to the weekly and kind of see, here was that move up, we came down. Here's the weekly. So this was last week. This was the prior week. You can see that we are somewhat in consolidation right here. We're just kind of hanging out right here. We're in consolidation. It is a big range. It's a big enough range. There's probably money that's um, can be made in that range. Because we're looking at higher time frame, it just seems like range. So we'll go to the daily, and now I'm going to start getting a little bit more critical. This is where I kind of do. I make sure my lines are good. I make sure my support resistance levels are dialed in where I need them. Um, and things are looking ready to go. I look here that we had a indecision up top, and now we're coming down hard. So I look at that and say that we're kind of in a bearish frame of mind, and so I'm kind of expecting maybe to come down to this level. So in my here, I just kind of do daily. Looks bearish. Then we'll go and take a look at the 4 hour. Take a look at the 4 hour. Actually, I'm going to leave that on the daily. And this is my 4 hour chart. This is my 1 hour chart. And so on the 4 hour, I can see I had a little walk the line. So we hit up here. We created, we have a higher high. So we were moving up, creating higher highs, higher lows. And what happened is we we broke a low. So we this was the last higher high. Now we have a lower high, and we have a where we broke down past this point, which was the last higher low. I always get a little tongue twisted with this. So we're kind of coming back down to that in the 4 hour. This almost looks like it could be a retest of this point, and we could get possibly a move up, or we get a little bounce and a drop. So I'm just going to make a quick note. Short if breakdown. Trend line to lower low. The high, for me to take a long, even though this is a good trend line, for me to take a long here, I think I need to see a little something, because right now we're kind of creating a pattern lower. So if this comes down lower, then I'm looking to see this thing can drop. So then we go to the 1 hour, and the 1 hour you can see is hit it. We're retesting here. I have really no signal here, so 1 hour, I'm just going to say that the 1 hour is neutral. And so now I'm going to go, if I'm taking a short, sorry, getting my thoughts here. Last lower low, and a long, needs more work to create new higher high. So I'm kind of getting a little bit of an idea. So now I like to go through that and just kind of get me, it's just a basic. I'm just getting a good idea of what's happening on my charts. Sorry, I didn't show that. This is what I typed while I was there. Short, if breaks, last high, lower low, long, needs more work to create newer high, higher high. So it's just kind of getting my brain wrapped around my thinking here for the week. So we'll do one more here. We'll go back here. Let's do MES. So MES, I've got this just range of consolidation, and I have on the 26th here, I've got a contract change. So it gives me a couple weeks. It's far enough away. I'm not worried about it. But let's look at the monthly. Last month was a huge indecision candle up top. Right now we're 2 weeks in and we're still kind of not making up our mind, which means this last 2 weeks has been ranging. So if I go to the weekly, you can see ranging, indecision. Oh, my 4 hour. Oh, hang on. Let me end at daily there. Go here. So my 4 hour, I feel like this is the jail area here and here, but we hit and broke this last higher high. There was a double touch. It came down. It did not create a new lower low, and then it shot up. Now it's dropping. So I'm kind of confused on what this wants to do. I only have a 2 touch point trend line, and here a 2 touch point trend line. So I can kind of look at this on both 1 hour and 4 hour. And because we're kind of in consolidation, I'm not really feeling confident about MES. So I will take MES and I will just say, I'll say it's in jail. Oops. In jail. Short needs to break down and create lower low. So we need to break down on the short to get a lower low, and for a long, um, got a lot of work. It needs to move up and create a higher high. So what's happening when I'm looking at this chart is we're really in an indecision. I mean, this really looks this is a beautiful signal on a 4-hour to propel this thing up. But how do I know it's going to start making a new trend is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a new trend because we just damaged the old trend and I'm sideways and we didn't really make a new trend short going down. So I have no real new trend. I have the start of one, but I don't have one. And so for me, it's kind of in gel. It's in that purgatory area. So I don't really want to push that one. So then if we go to here and we go to gold, we'll go monthly. Gold just look at that. It's just since this whole year, it's just been climbing. If you're not thinking long in gold, you're probably hurting. Of course, they had a good move down there. So we're kind of up here, not much movement. Weekly, we're kind of, yeah, kind of bouncing. I mean, there's a lot of room here between the all-time high and this point here to make a good trade. And then the daily. In the daily, I've got a huge indecision push off of that all-time high. We currently have, we broke, this would have been a high here. We broke that on the daily. So we're looking good. This would have been the last higher low. It came up, went sideways, and then we just broke up again. So let's look at my 4-hour. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is where it really counts on what's happening. So you can see here, massive consolidation right here. So if anybody was trading gold and losing their behind on it, that's why. We have no real trend starting. We kind of do. This was the latest higher low. This is the next higher low point right here. This is where it came down. This would be one, but it's too tight in there. So I kind of came down to this one. And we got a good shot up. And then we're coming back down, but not. So I don't, with the all-time high here, I'd have to break that, see a retest for a long and for a short. I'd like to see it come down, over, down. We got to break. I need to break this. So I don't really see a pattern, anything specific right now. And mind you, come Tuesday, Wednesday, this can all change. But this is just getting me a mental start of the week for me. It's giving me a bigger picture mental start. So if I go over here, I can, same thing, it's in jail. Short. I'm just going to say for short needs work. And long needs work. I have no real pattern right now. I have the beginnings of a uptrend pattern, and it wouldn't take much to confirm that. But with that all-time high, it kind of gets a little scary, so I got to be careful. Um, be cautious of all-time high. So now I've got kind of a setup there for that. Let's go over here. We got one more to do. Do MYM monthly. Monthly. Right now, these 2 weeks are in a jam. Uh, contract change coming up. Weekly. Uh, we kind of came up. We're down. We're coming up. There's a good chance that in the weekly we got an uptrend going pretty good here. In the daily we got a low here, a high here. Came down. We got low, high, low, high. So we got an uptrend going here. We broke the all-time high. So I can move that, adjust that to here. So in the daily, we're looking like we got an uptrend. We kind of came sideways, but we got an uptrend moving. So if I go to the 4 hour and 1 hour, we broke that all-time high. We came back down below it. So now this is the most recent lower low. It broke the last higher high. We had a little bit of a downtrend before it came back and it broke this structure right here. This little tiny structure. It broke it. It's coming back. It took off. It blew up here. It's coming back. There's a good chance that could be the next lower high. And if I get a good signal, it could be going up. So looking at that, I'm going to say new uptrend developing. Short. Needs a lot of work. A lot of work. And a long looking to break all-time high for and all of this, all of this does matter, like how this is just the bigger picture for me. So it really does matter once I get into it. Once I start trading, I'm looking for as anybody, if anybody's seen any of my trading, I'm looking for signals to confirm the pattern. This is kind of giving me a trend outlook. This is giving me a bigger picture trend outlook for the week. And so what'll happen is this will come out, and this is going to be always in my notebook as a Sunday note. And so what I do is I just every morning I take and I just highlight that and copy that, paste that onto the new day. And that way every day I can just kind of take a look, see what my bigger picture is looking like, and then I break down my trades. So this would be what I do on the day, on every day, every morning. My market setup is I go to the daily. Where are we at on the daily? Where are we at on the 4 hour? Where are we at on the 1 hour? So if I have some good signals, now I want to take and what's the playbook going to be? So I want to know I want to be able to name my setup, name my playbook, and I pretty much have everything else taken care of. My trade management, I know if it's where I'm going to enter, what I'm going to, how much I'm going to enter, what my risk is. I already have all that figured out before I jump into a trade. A little easier as a 1 hour trader seeing a setup than it might be for a 5 minute trader or 15-minute trader. But getting into a habit of just pre-planning your day, kind of getting a bigger picture mindset is key. And that's all I got on this. We'll answer some questions and move on.